bringing you the latest from Utah State University's Uinta Basin Regional Campus. This is Aggie Update. Now, here's your host, Bob Peterson.
Thanks for joining us today. On this week's show, we have one of USU's best recruiters, Jessica Wireman, and you're smiling a little bit, and that's probably why you're one of our best recruiters. Look at that smile. Jessica, it's nice to have you on the program today.
Thank you.
A student at USU, met her several days ago, and I was introduced to Jessica as being a recruiter, and that she's been very helpful in bringing many students to us here at USU in the Uinta Basin, and we're going to get to that a little bit later. And that caught my attention because I don't know if this is paying you back for that, for the acknowledgement being here on studio. It's probably not, but maybe the ice cream tokens will be.
Definitely worth it.
Jessica, lately we've had a few students come on set and visit with our audience, and just for them to get to know some of our students that we have, and would like to just hear a little bit about you, where you're from, and I know you're from out of the area as well, so let's talk about you for a moment.
Well, I was born and raised in Nebraska, and my parents moved here to Vernal my senior year in high school, and I didn't really appreciate that very much.
That's a hard time to move.
A tough time with leaving your friends and
Yes.
having to make new friends, but
And your father's employment?
it was actually for my mom's
your mom's
employment.
employment.
She opened up the Blockbuster store when that's what brought them out here,
Okay.
was opening that store. And so after that, I've left the area, and now I'm back in the area, and been here since 2005, and really enjoying that. So
You left the area. Mm-hmm. Where did you go?
I lived back in Nebraska. I lived in Nevada and Arizona, and so I traveled around quite a bit.
You have traveled.
Yes.
And you've landed back here at home now. This is home.
This is home. I always thought Nebraska would be home, but now it's Vernal.
Not spent much time in Nebraska, but I hear it's a wonderful place. Wonderful place.
Yes.
To be. So moving here, and tell me about your life here in the Uinta Basin.
So I've mostly been working with in hotels here in the basin, and I have done some work in the oil field industry. And when everything kind of went downhill there, the place that I was working had to close down, and went back into the hotel business and was there for a few months and decided I really need a new path, and I've wanted to go back to school. It's been something in the back of my mind, and I finally decided it was time to take the steps needed to get there.
And how did you learn of USU's presence here in the Uinta Basin? Was it because the reason I ask, Jessica, is a lot of times I'm amazed with this program and other things we do to try to market USU, that there are still a lot of people that don't know that a major university exists in their own backyard.
That's probably fairly true. I just know it from, from seeing it just around, and different people that have been involved in the school, and with Dr. Behunin, I knew him, and so getting to know those people, and knowing that it was here, and then coming in and visiting with somebody and realizing the opportunities that were available.
And I will tell you and our audience that we have such a tremendous community support here. Not very often you drive into small towns and you see the Aggie banners along Main Street, and the commitment that city leaders, county leaders, just the residents have for USU. But yet we still have a difficult time because sometimes the nature of move in and move out individuals with our economy here, that it takes a while before people know that they're there. And they sometimes, Jessica, still acknowledge that we may be an extension. And we're trying to dismiss that myth, if you will, because we are a regional campus, and it's no matter whether you attend here or on campus, you're a USU student. And have you felt that way while now that you're at USU, you've got that feeling that you are an Aggie?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And the classes, the style of classes and the setup, it's just amazing that you can get this wonderful quality university education here in Vernal.
When we come back, we're going to visit more with Jessica about her cheerleading role that she's playing here at USU. We'll be back in a moment.
At Utah State University, we understand your priorities. Because we live in the same communities, We realize you don't want to give up what you love to get what you need. That's why we offer over 40 quality degree programs in communities throughout Utah.
Welcome back to Aggie Update. We're here with Jessica Wireman, and before the break I alluded to her as the cheerleader for USU. And let's just go back, and how I met you was that one of the other employees came and introduced me to her and said Jessica, and said she has brought in 5 5 students to USU. And so that prompted me to say, you're coming on set to VTV, and what a help that is for us. But tell us about these five individuals. I know family relationships are there, but tell me about that experience and what's happened since you came to USU.
Well, once I started classes, it was just, I was so excited and pumped up for school, and getting in and learning and finding that I was learning even better as an adult than I was when I was in high school. And so then as I'm getting going, I realized how easy it was to get into school and to start taking these classes. So I started telling everybody about going to school, and got with my family members and started talking with them and those who don't have a degree, which is all of them. So letting them know, hey, the opportunity is here, and just started visiting with them and telling them what they can do and what needs to be done to get going. And so that's what kind of got them started and got them pumped for me to be kind of behind them as their cheerleader to get them going.
You know, that's really is saying something about you. In the future, as they go on to get their college education, they'll look back at that experience and say, you know, I learned it from, Jessica was really instrumental in helping me get there. And I think all of us who are in school, who've gone through school, who graduated, they always have those type of mentors that they can look back and say, you know, and I have one of those in my life. You know, if it wasn't for this person and an older brother, I always throw in my older brother, who was a great example for me to go into school, I may not have, you know. So that is so cool. Yeah. And you know, Jessica fits the mode of a non-traditional student, which a lot of the regional campuses are comprised of. A good 3/4 of the students are non-traditional students, meaning they're 20-something and over, right, or married, or they're not the typical incoming freshman, 18 to 22, 23-year-old students, and other factors. But as a non-traditional student, you find things very comfortable at USU, and your classes have gone well. And there's a lot in the audience that are probably in your same boat, that are non-traditional, that are maybe thinking of, oh, I've always wanted to do that. Speak to them for a moment.
Well, for those of you who want to go to school, the opportunity is there, and there's just some simple steps to get going into it. If you don't have a cheerleader like me to let you know what that is,
oh, now you do.
Come into the school and talk to them. And everybody's so helpful, and they let you know exactly what you need, and they will help be your cheerleaders. But once you get into the school and you start going the classes, as you're learning, your life experience that you have helps you in your learning of the classes. So it's not near as difficult as what you would think getting back into school. People that have been out of school 20 years, they are kind of scared to go back to school, and can I learn and do that now? And you can. You've been learning your whole life, and so your life experience is going to help you to succeed and excel in school.
I think Jessica, I think you're right on. I think a lot of those students do. They sit back, and the ones that when we visit them, sometimes we forget to be sensitive to the students, the non-traditional students who have that fear. But examples like you, where life experiences help us in many ways, and I think our learning styles change, and we're more serious. We have families, we're responsible, and so I think that does make a difference. And I've seen that work in many of the students I'm familiar with. Still catering certainly to our traditional students, and we want them there. In fact, we're trying really hard to build that segment of our population too. But it's so cool to hear your little story, if you will, about your example to the others around you, especially in your family. And I think a lot of family members are in your situation too, where older brother, older sister have gone to school, and the younger siblings are following them.
Absolutely.
And so you're, real quick, in 30 seconds, you're pursuing a psychology degree, taking 18 credits, which is weird around here. That's really a lot of credits for students at our university. Hoping to do what?
My ultimate goal is actually to get my doctorate in clinical psychology.
Great.
That's my goal.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, for those of you who are maybe need a little cheerleading, come visit with me and I'll line you up with Jessica Wireman here, a student at Utah State University in the Uinta Basin. For more information on any of our degree programs, and we might even put Jessica's story on our website here shortly, visit our website at uintabasin.usu.edu. And that's all for now. Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time on Aggie Update.